Yo, what's good? What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day. It's Nerfed. Today we're going to be looking at the Havoc Demon Hunter changes that happened. They are technically nerfs, but we're going to call them changes because really what it is, it's just tuning. You know, everything's in beta, nothing's set in stone, so it's not like our class was this good to begin with or this bad to begin with. It's just tuning, it's changes, it's this stuff is going to happen. And to be honest, we were doing way too much damage in single target and AoE. Our meta uptime was way too high, and with all this stuff is basically what they targeted. So before we start the video, I do want to say this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal delivery service. If you use my link in the description, you can get 65% off your first week and then 20% off your next 4 weeks, which is a crazy good deal. HelloFresh has hundreds of different meals to choose from. They get new menus that you can choose from every single week. They use top quality ingredients, and I highly recommend HelloFresh. So if you're interested in that, link in the description. Make sure to use my link. If you're not a member of my Discord, link in the description to my Discord. If you're interested in getting a new UI and you like my weak ores, my profiles, everything like that, there's a link in the description to my Twitch. My UI is available for Twitch subs, so if you sub to me on Twitch, go to my Discord, link your Twitch account with your Discord account, and you can get my entire UI, my profiles, my weak ores, everything like that. And if you're not subbed to me on here, it's free. It takes like 2 seconds, helps me out tremendously, helps me grow, helps the channel out, and I would really greatly appreciate it. So with all that out of the way, let's get into these changes. So first off, Soul Rending Metamorphosis leech bonus reduced to 5 to 10%, or 10 to 20%. So Soul Rending baseline gives 10% leech while outside of meta, and before the changes, it was 30% inside of meta, which 30% leech is a ridiculous amount. Like, it's way too much. 20% is more acceptable. 30% of all of our damage it turned into healing is an insane amount, and I can especially see this nerf being a thing for PvP. You can basically see demon hunters outside of stuns being unkillable, and with 30% leech, right? Like, that's an insane amount of leech. So definitely needed. Metamorphosis duration reduced 24 seconds was 25 seconds. I don't think there's a whole lot to talk about here. 1 second off of meta. They're definitely trying to reduce our uptime of meta, so I can see why they nerfed that, but 1 second is not a huge change. Improved Chaos Strike bonus Chaos Strike damage reduced to 10% was 15%. So most of these nerfs, they are implemented just to kind of balance this out with our tier set bonus. In my testing, in the raid testing, our tier set bonus has like an 80% uptime to a 90% uptime, possibly even 100% uptime, depending on what build you play. Like with the Throwglaive build, you're gonna have like a lower uptime, and something like Shattered Destiny build, you're gonna have a higher uptime because you're casting Chaos Strike more often. The 8% damage bonus from our tier set at an 80% to 90% uptime basically negates a lot of these nerfs or a lot of these changes. So I think that's basically what they were trying to do. They were trying to balance out our tier set bonus, you know, make it feel like a gain, and then actually nerf the baseline class. When we actually go into Dragonflight, we actually have to earn these tier sets. We're actually going to notice a pretty big change in our damage, right? But yeah, 5%, not crazy. Like I said, negated by the tier set. Improved Fell Rush bonus Fell Rush damage reduced 20% was 5%. Again, 5% nerf. I think it was to balance out the tier set bonus, which is an 8% damage buff. Again, your effective damage in beta right now, if you're using the tier set, you're not going to notice a difference whatsoever compared to the week before. Initiative bonus critical strike chance reduced to 12% was 15%. Again, you know, we get crit from our tier set bonus, so effectively you're not going to notice any difference. 3% does kind of suck. I wish this stuff wasn't getting changed. I wish, we would be OP and busted and we would do top damage every time and everything, no matter what. But obviously that can't be the case. You know, there has to be some balance. I think this is another change that was probably needed because we gain a bunch of crit from our tier set. Momentum bonus damage reduced to 8% was 10%. Momentum they've been trying to like run this town into the fucking ground for some reason. I guess it's because momentum is a lot easier to play than it was in Shadowlands. There's like 3 different, the hunt can proc momentum, Vengeful Retreat can proc momentum, and Fell Rush can proc momentum now. So it's a lot easier to properly play momentum and keep that momentum uptime really high. I can see why they're trying to change it and make it less valuable, but an 8% damage bonus from trying to keep up this buff while using all of your mobility and everything like that, it does kind of suck. Like, I have to use my Fell Rush, my mobility, just to have an 8% damage bonus. I have to use my Vengeful Retreat for an 8% damage bonus. It kind of sucks. The logs that I've looked at from my logs from Mythic testing, momentum and other builds like Shattered Destiny builds, they are pretty even. So I think that's what they were trying to do. They're trying to even out momentum with the other builds to make everyone happy, kind of, I guess. So as of right now, I think it's like a play momentum if you want to thing, because you like it, or don't, and you'll do the same damage either way. Essence break bonus to chaos strike / blade dance damage reduced to 80% was 100%, so this change was definitely needed. When running Dancing with Fate, First Blood and Essence break, you would have like 200k crits on your death sweep, and you could have like 70k crits from Annihilation and stuff like that, which is pretty insane. Change was definitely needed. Either way, you can still have like 170k crits on your death sweep, and 60k crits on your Annihilation and stuff like that. So this change was definitely needed, but it's not going to be that impactful for single target. At least it's definitely going to suck in big AoE pulls. You definitely will notice a change there, but in single target you're not going to notice too much. Furious Gaze duration reduced to 10 seconds was 12 seconds. This is another talent that they've kind of hard targeted. I think the duration has always been 12 seconds, but they changed like BFA. I'm pretty sure Furious Gaze was 20% haste. Shadowlands, it's like 15% haste, and now it's 12% haste or 10% haste, and now in Dragonflight it's 10% haste for 10 seconds. So they've definitely hard targeted this talent for whatever reason. I guess having that much haste that often is kind of a bad thing, because a lot of our abilities are affected by haste. So sure, I mean, they have just really hard targeted this talent for whatever reason. So with these changes, I'm running 10% haste. Just stacked a bunch of crit and mastery just to test out any means necessary and stuff, which I don't even have talented right now, but that's besides the point. So I do have Furious Gaze. Talented, as you can see here. Increased haste by 10% for 10 seconds with baseline 10% haste, and then we're running demonic, so we also get haste from that. But when I beam and go to demonic form, and I fully channel I beam with 2 points of blind fury, I cannot get 2 death sweeps into my demonic window without Shattered Destiny, and I'll show that right now. So I beam, I'm in demonic form, I fully channel to get Furious Gaze, death sweep, and then we just can't get another death sweep. I'm out of demon form. So I'm either running way too low of haste, which 10% is like really fucking low, but this talent has been like nerfed to the absolute fucking ground. See, I can get 300 extra haste here, so I have 12% haste now. Let's see if I can get 2 death sweeps in this demonic window. Holy channel to get the Furious Gaze. No, does not look like it. It looked like our death sweep was 6.1 seconds. They did change the cooldown of blade dance and death sweep, I believe, by like 1 second. So with all those changes, like I can't get 2 death sweeps in my my demonic window. But again, I am running 12% haste, so I could definitely throw in some more haste. Like I don't know where I could get some more haste. All this poop ass gear. All right, so we're now at 15% haste, and my add-ons is breaking my game. So I'm now at 15% haste. We'll see if we can get 2 death sweeps in this demonic window. Go, it says our death sweep is 5.9 seconds. Yeah, at 15% haste, with Furious Gaze and with demonic, obviously. We can get 2 death sweeps in our demonic window. So about 15% haste is what it takes. But I would say 15% haste is probably easily obtainable, while also targeting like our mastery for any means necessary, or if you're crit for our know your enemy and critical chaos, stuff like that. So I would say 15% haste is definitely going to be obtainable. With all these changes and nerfs, like we're definitely gonna want 15% haste to get 2 death sweeps during that demonic window. So I guess Furious Gaze is a valuable talent to have, even after all these changes, because we can focus on other stats still, while getting 15% base haste, and then just take Furious Gaze, so we can still get 2 death sweeps in our demonic window, right? I know I probably went way too deep for that, but I think it was definitely something that needed to be addressed. Probably, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's irrelevant. Either way, 15% haste is probably what you're going to want to shoot for, no matter what, while running demonic at least. Moving on, Shattered Destiny Fury spent per CDR increased to 8 was 7. So 8 Fury seems like a lot, but if you look at this log of mine from Mythic Taros, I had here with my meta, and obviously we're running demonic. I meta at 3, or I beamed at 3.5 seconds. and I metaed after that 8.4 seconds, and we held that meta or demonic, whatever you want to call it, for a minute and 14 seconds about. And then these are just I-beam metas, so minute 34 to a minute 46, about 12 seconds, 202 to 1214, 12 seconds, 236 to 247, 11 seconds, and then 306 to 318, about 12 seconds. And then our second meta, 322 to 415. Basically, with these changes, it's basically doubling the time of meta and doubling the time of demonic, from what I can see. This first meta here was with Lust, so we had a lot more haste to actually gain and spend more fury. So yeah, I think this is still a really good talent. Being able to get 4 death sweeps in rather than 2 blade dances is definitely a big damage increase. So I think talent is still really good. But again, there is a problem with the middle of our tree. That being that, Restless Hunter and Inner Demon, they kind of don't really work with Shattered Destiny, because Shattered Destiny extends your demonic, and Inner Demon and Restless Hunter, they only do damage when you go in and out of demon form. So that is kind of weird still. But Shattered Destiny overall still a good talent. Dancing with Fate bonus 2 blade dance final slash damage reduced 2040 was 2550. Again, really needed change. With Essence Break, Dancing with Fate, all of that, we were doing 200k crits on our death sweeps, which is probably unacceptable, so warranted change. Growing Inferno bonus per tick. Immolation Aura damage reduced to 5 to 10% was 8 to 15%. Immolation Aura was definitely doing a lot of damage 2 weeks ago during raid testing. So I think the change is probably needed. 5 to 10% though feels kind of bad. 8 to 15. This is a required talent to go into Ragefire and Burning Wounds, so I don't know. Immolation Aura in AoE was doing way too much damage. Especially with with Burning Wound, which got changed, and Ragefire, which got changed. So these changes were definitely warranted. Burning Wound damage over time effect reduced by 20%. That's a weird change. I think before this, Burning Wound was doing 3% of your damage in a single target. I think Burning Wound, this change is kind of weird. Burning Wound itself never did a ton of damage, but it does nerf the actual Immolation Aura build, the overall damage gain from playing that type of build. So I can see why they changed this. Kind of doesn't feel as bad to actually nerf your baseline ability, which is Immolation Aura. So I guess, sure. Burning Wound bonus Immolation Aura damage increased 50% was 45%. So this was definitely to compensate with the Burning Wound bug. The Burning Wound was bugged to where Immolation Aura damage bonus was being applied twice. I'm not entirely sure how Burning Wound Immolation Aura damage actually works, but I guess there's 2 different instances where it kind of instead of increases the actual Immolation Aura damage, where that bonus does its own instance, and it's 50% of the damage of regular Immolation Aura. I'm not entirely sure how it works. Either way, I know it's a bug, it needed to be fixed. After this bug has been fixed, or supposedly fixed, Immolation Aura was doing about 3% less damage. And moving on to the last thing, Ragefire portion of damage saved per crit reduced 40% was 50%. More changes were definitely needed for Ragefire. They did change the first time they changed it, it was it only stores 3 crits per tick, which is probably a very warranted change because in big AoE pulls, Ragefire could definitely get out of hand. And in most common pulls, throughout a Mythic Plus dungeon or a boss where there's 5 different adds, you're basically not going to notice a difference from that change. But 10% per crit to this I think is going to be a pretty significant change. Basically just a 10% nerf to Ragefire, right? But our crits are based off of a lot more other things, like know your enemy, so your crit chance. And when we're talking about Immolation Aura, obviously something like Growing Inferno and Burning Wound, where your Immolation Aura gets buffed. Yes, this is a 10% nerf to Ragefire. So this is a 10% nerf to Ragefire, but considering everything else, we got the 5% Immolation Aura damage increased. So that cuts it to 5%. And then we have the Growing Inferno nerf, which was a 5% nerf. So overall it's about 10%. And then we have the tier set bonus, which is 8%. So really effectively, I don't think you're going to notice much much change to rage fire damage. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you found something useful, let me know what your thoughts are on these changes. Yeah, make sure to join my Discord. If you're interested in getting a new UI, mine's available for Twitch subs, on my week orders, everything like that. Make sure to hit the sub button on the YouTube. It really helps me out and helps me grow. I really greatly freaking appreciate it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, peace.